Hello and welcome. Currently that of 9:32 a.m. and the date is January 27, 2021. My name is Derek and this is the Money Charts channel. All bets, trades, and the like, well, that is within each's own risk and their own reward. All right, $30,000 is the price of Bitcoin as of this time. As we're taking a look at this on the 1 minute term time frame, and it's in a downtrend, lower highs and lower lows. So let's take a look at this within all of these time frames. Next up on the 5, I guess pretty much a lot of the same thing. Do you want to count the lows? It's up to you. It's just barely broken by this level of support, so we're making the next lower low. On the 50-minute term, we had just a little bit of these choppy support levels, meaning no real exact number. We had support here at 31.4, had support at 31.1, then again twice hit at 30,800, had this little level. We're making a new one, and of course that of a downtrend. I've got this little line in here. This is a line I drew it a few days ago, which represents what was very, very big key Fibonacci, and it had many opportunities, including this granddaddy of all of them right here on the session a couple of mornings ago. Definitely that of a failed breakout. I guess we're seeing the concise failed move, fast move right now on this plane. Now, and I'd be looking for support to be where did we come from last? Yeah, about 28,000 change. So to me, it looks like this move, that's where we're going. Now, what kind of support will be good there? How much do we trust it? Well, let's extend these time frames out even further. Furthermore, downward action. I'm going to remove this line here because it's not going to be needed. It's all threes, by the way, is that number. But this level of support was pretty much retested here and retested here as well. But of course, these tests happened before it hit the $42,000 high. This one happened after such. And on the daily chart, this is the interesting situation. There's a song I don't like to sing on the videos. Should I stay or should I go is the song I would refer to. Should I short or should I not? Should I bet or should I not? For me, it's always not. And in this case, it's going to be not, especially on Bitcoin. But I mean, I don't know why I don't do this with altcoins that I hold. Cause it's more of it. It's just a pain in the ass on Bitcoin for me to have to deposit. And really, it's not the pain in the ass because Bitcoin Cash isn't that much better as far as how much time it takes, but the cost and everything. You know, I don't need to do it. I've already transferred under 5% of my crypto portfolios near the top. And I'm not gonna do any more here. If it goes down, it goes down, because I believe markets go up, markets go down. I say that all the time. And 20,000 is where we came from. If it does break this level of support, you've almost got to think that's the area in which it's going to be heading. Maybe the 23. I've heard a lot of other things talking about 23 and 24, and I mean it doesn't pop up too much. Mathematics, I did a little bit of testing. We'll do some Fibonacci numbers again, and I'm gonna. After I'm done this, let's do Fibonacci analysis from big lows, especially because I'm going to be going to the monthly chart after this. So in the weekly, this is telling me type of short, or the daily, this is telling me the short setup. We came down, we retested this little level in here. This little rally move on January 24th was entered into the newly declining 18, and now we see the exitation and such. This is weak support right now. I mean, maybe it comes up and it rallies to 31 high change or something, or 32. But what are we going to see? That it could get above it, but it doesn't look short term as if there's any momentum that's going to really provide any type of great action. Now, of course, if it does, I'd be wowzered by it, but I just don't think it's going to happen. On the weekly term time frame, only 118's up. The other one's going to load in time. There we go. It can still go down. The 18 average of lows is in at 22,000. And even at that, this has had such a run that if I see a move from point low, which is like 10,000, and I'll do that Fibonacci first quickly and just within my calculator. The next one I'm going to have to do via spreadsheet. And I should make a program for the longer term numbers, but it is what it is. 42,000 high from 10,000, and it's just on its third red candle down, and it's not even touching it yet. And like I mentioned, if it doesn't support this, well, it's had a big move. I'm going to want a longer term time frame, which is why I'm going to be going to the monthly chart. Where does the 18 react in here? And I did this whole thing without log step. It's such, yeah, there we go. That looks better. So in here, yeah, this is the 20. Yeah, this is that level I'm looking at. Like, it doesn't seem as if that should be the bottom if we go there. I mean, other than a quick bottom, like a V-shaped bottom, that wouldn't surprise me. Why does it do that? I don't know. But a V-shaped bottom, like whatever. We're just spending little time between 24 to really where we are now, 30. So it goes down to 24. Maybe you spend a day or three or something there, even an hour or three or something short. And then just to move for, that's just a failed breakdown low. There we go. I really would expect that a bottom. I mean, it would make maybe more sense to me that we hit piercing below 20. Wowzers if it hit exactly 20, which makes sense because big buy orders would be in there. But doesn't make sense with of all the different number combinations. You have like hundreds and hundreds of numbers the bottom could be if it's that one. Well, with that being said, if it hit the 20, then it had a quick move back up to 24, and then maybe we do something like we congest it within that area, 24 to maybe 28 or something for a few weeks. Then we break above that. We go 28 to like 33. We'd be talking about retracement from this high to this low and back again, because key low, key high, and wherever this low happens to be. And right now, I'm not even going to count this as a low. Yes, I will. Yes, I will. Time correction. Whatever the low happens to be, right now the low is set in at 28,800. And then if we break above that, it would be, okay, I'm trying to get I lost my keywords. I'm trying to think on this situation here. It would be a small low. It'd be like, man, not much of a low. That's what the words I'm trying to say. Because all you have to say is, do I count this as a little bit of a time correction? Is the results I'd be saying afterwards. Again, it looks to me as if it's going to be heading a little bit lower when it comes down to it. In the weekly chart, looking much, much better this way. I got 18 average rising so steadily, such a large move that on the monthly, it's been a fantastic, almost controlled run ever since this top. Because there isn't, I guess all these candles compared to this, now if you remove it, it looks nothing, we haven't had any out of hand rallies or sell-offs along the way. This has been a pretty decent sized sell-off going out 37, and months going up like 65%, 48. We've just recently had a 47 and a 42, whatever. That's just normal standard stuff. You can say we're due for a big move at some point, and maybe we are, but it hasn't happened yet. And the movement is, okay, we're moving on. This is how I'd rather have it. This is like, how do I predict this right now? I see price action coming up to this high in here, which was the all-time high in 2017. Very much you call it a standard correction. I mean, good correction. Could have went lower, but when you have a big move like this, it doesn't have to, and it didn't. Of course, people would have looked at and I talked about, 1,000 could be possible, but it's just like me coming out and saying 10,000 is possible, or 14, 12, 13,000 is possible. It's one heck of a move. On this time frame, it would be a pierce below 20,000, meeting up within the 18 on a higher low from this low. But when it's so hard to predict, even just this next short move, are we going to have that move that comes to like 15, 16, 20 from here? The daily chart says it looks like it could happen, but here, I don't know. Because what's the alternate to that? The alternate to that is this thing just continues to go higher. This thing isn't overextended like a lot of analysts like to say, oh, this market's overextended or way overextended. It's not. Not only is it not way overextended, it's not overextended. It's extended. As you can see in here, this is where it was getting overextended to way overextended back in 2017. Consecutive months amongst the 18 average of highs. Multiple green candles. Now, it didn't have this. It doesn't have this now. One monstrous move. None of that. To get really way overextended. In fact, it just came off of exitation on November. We've had 1 month with a good green candle. It's just barely extended. In fact, anything, barely. So we could have a move that comes back to correctionary phase just as easily as we could have a move that makes this into overextended market. Either way. So how do I want to calculate Fibonacci? Let's see here. I mean, I could do the low from here too. We'll try that one first. It's a $2 low. We have we'll do $2.22. I'm going to do high of 42,000 divided by low of 2.22 to the exponents of all the key Fibonacci numbers. Oh, what are the key Fibonacci numbers? I'll use my spreadsheet to calculate them because they're going to be high, and then the decimal numbers. So let's make a quick spreadsheet. I've got nothing on this spreadsheet. What I like about Fibonacci is I can calculate it this way. Let's start with binary, 0 and 1, the two binary numbers. So you put those on the first two rows, and what we want to do is we want to add the previous two numbers, which will be 1. So equals A2 plus A1. And for something to do, let's just copy and paste what the Fibonacci sequence is many times over. I mean, I don't need any more than that. It's going to be a big number. Yep. And again, for something to do, let's take, say, this number and divide it by the number before and watch 0.61803339, I think, come. 89 after that. McGillney. I'm trying to memorize numbers, and I'm thinking, okay, just memorize McGillney. So I have to say to myself, 61803339, because that's as far as I've memorized it. So what I've memorized plus McGillney. What's after McGillney? Oh, no, it's not McGillney. Eric Lindros, 88. 74.99. Who's 74? Well, 99 is Gretzky. 74. I can't. I'll just have to find it. Okay, anyway, I got the numbers, and I'm just mumbling on. So for what it's worth, I could just go like this and whatever. I'm just going to copy this number just so I have the exact number. And you don't need to have the exact number. I'm just, because I can do it, I'm doing it this way. Okay, so there's the Fibonacci number. So let's put in the low of 2.22 and the high of 42,000. If we divide those two numbers together, we're going to get a number of like 18,000 or something. It's going to be sick. 18,918. That's how many times this went up since that low. So then, what we're going to do for Fibonacci numbers, we're going to start off with the key number here. And I'm going to have it equals this. And we're going to multiply it by, I use dollar signs here for the copy and pasting A1. And that gets me 38.2. And I'm just going to, I have to do a lot of them. Copy and pasting this down. I shouldn't need any more than this though. Now I want the higher number, so the easy way of doing that is just equals 1, subtract the number, and there's where the high numbers come in with the 0.99s. And then the bottom will be 38, will be exactly the same as this number here. So yeah, these numbers match, these numbers match. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the Fibonacci sequence. So equals, so high divided by low, which we have right here. And I want to have that in decimal form again because I'm going to be copying and pasting. And I want it to the exponent of whatever this number happens to be. And then I got to multiply it by the low, which I got in at cell A3. And then I'm just going to go like that. The dollar signs again for copy and pasting purposes. So that was just like $6 lower than the price. Obviously, I didn't need any more than those numbers. So let's just see how these numbers work. I'm going to copy and paste them all. Okay, well, here's the number we're at now, the 29,918. So I got to look at 34,050 and 36,9 and validate to see if those were relatively good numbers. And there's that 24 again. Why does this keep popping up? I've had one person mention about like, oh, this analyst, other people, there's a couple other people that said this person's falling and saying 24. And heck, they use linear charts all the time. I use linear charts like 0. Lately, I've been using them twice, today included. I don't like linear charts. But anyway, it's different handicapping, different researching. And when different researching comes up with the same numbers and you got people that are good at it both ways, hey, really interesting. Is 24,000 something I got to take serious? Question mark to myself. Maybe. Anyway, let's take a look at, well, 30 we're at now. And we supported that before, so it's already a hit. So 34 and 37,000. Those are the key numbers. So 34,000, which we can see is resisting here. Yeah, 34 is a hit. 37. I'm going to go with these. These work. Yeah, these work. And a 30 number, which missed it. No, it hit. Okay, what's the slow here? 30,040, like 30,400. I mean, 29,918. Oh, it missed it on the Pierce Extra. Well, no, not yes and no. I mean, it just went below it now. And it's had a lot of stabilization. I suppose I got to think 24,000 is something serious. Now, what about the previous number? 17,000? Yeah, that's pretty much all-time high. Oh, my goodness. I mean, these are big numbers here. 10,000 was a big number. 4,000. Well, we had the bottom that 4,000 twice hit recently. That became and then 1,000. That was previous all-time high. And let's just, for fun, now take a look at 100, I suppose. Oh, wowzers. Now I'm trying to think of what cartoon wowzers came from. That I don't usually say it too much, but I think I used to. Anyway. We have some like consolidation here around 100 and low change or whatever, which is, yeah, that's that number. That is 9,500 low change. Well, I think the 222 and the 42,000 are levels we need to take seriously. Now, I don't think, I mean, yeah, this is like, oh, do we have a 61% correction down would be $100? No, that's just ludicrous. This is where we need to really work with these numbers, because the 30,000 down is a 3.4% correction from that $2 low. And the next one's a 5.6. After that is 9. But 24,260 is my next key level of support, I suppose. It is what it is. And as I see Bitcoin now, 29,300, it's getting hit on the 1 minute. As we can see here, yep, burrs, because the last I checked, it was at the 30. So we've broken that 30 number. I mean, it's just a mess, short-term break. Long-term, that's not even really a break. It's just a, man, we're still there. Especially when 24 is the next number. But it looks to me as if the market is going to be moving into that direction. A play to 24,000, usually piercing extra, which would mean like 23, 23.5. I mean, 20,000, now you almost got to think if it goes to that 20, we'd probably hit that 17-ish, 16 number, and then go above that as well. And the 16,000, if it does do the extra level further, would be the same thing as a 20 piercing a lot more. Thank you for tuning in. Have yourself a great day. Bye-bye.